Hello guys, in this video we will see how to access Lorex remotely. Port forwarding is a setup will cover everything you need to know. Let's get started.
Step 1. Identify your network details and settings. Content begin by connecting your Lorex DVR to your router via an Ethernet cable. Power on the DVR and access its network settings menu to note down its current local IP address. Submit mask gateway, which is your router's IP address. Servers also identify the specific ports your Lorex DVR uses for remote access, typically found in its network or settings. Common ports include a media port, often then a web port and potentially a mobile port. Keep your router's login credentials handy, as you'll need them to access its configuration interface. Step 2. Assign a static local IP address to your DVR. Content to ensure reliable remote access. Your Lorex DVR must have a consistent local IP address that does not change. This can be achieved in one of two ways. The recommended method is to configure a DAP reservation on your router. Log into your router's interface, find the DAP settings, and reserve a specific IP address for your DVR using its MAC address. Alternatively, you can manually set a static IP address directly on your DVR within its network settings, ensuring this chosen IP is outside your router's DAP range to prevent it conflicts with other devices on your network. Step 3. Configure port forwarding on your router. Content with a static local IP assigned to your DVR. The next crucial step is to enable port forwarding on your router. Log into your router's web interface and navigate to the port forwarding virtual server or NAT section. You will need to create individual rules for each Lorex port identified in Step 4. For each rule, specify the external port number, protocol type, or both, and the internal IP address of your Lorex DVR. This tells your router to direct incoming traffic on those specific external ports to your DVR static internal IP address. Save the changes and consider restarting your router.
Step 2. Set up dynamic DNS service. Content if your internet service provider is assigns you a dynamic public IP address, which changes periodically. You will need a dynamic DNS service. This service maps a memorable hostname Lorex DVR to your ever-changing public IP address. Many Lorex DVRs have built-in DNS client support for services like Lorex DNS or no IP. Access your DVR's network settings. Look at the DNS section and enter your chosen hostname, username, and password from your DNS provider. Alternatively, some routers also offer DNS client functionality. If your DVR does not, you can configure DNS directly on your router. Step 2. Connect using the Lorex mobile app. Content file. Download the appropriate Lorex mobile application, Lorex Cloud, Lorex Home from your device app store. Open the app and select the option to that device. You will typically be prompted to scan a QR code from your DVR or manually enter the connection details. For manual setup, enter your DNS hostname from Step 2 if applicable, or your static public IP address as the address. Input the DVR's client port, usually the media port, the DVR's username and its password. Save the device and attempt to connect to confirm successful remote access to your Lorex DVR.